Welcome to the online mathematics class. We started with practice set 3.1. Today we will see example number 8. In figure 3.11, line AB parallel to line CD and line PQ is their transversal. Ray PT and ray QT are bisectors of angle BPQ and angle PQD respectively. Prove that major angle PTQ is equal to 90 degree. Line AB and line CD are parallel and PQ is their transversal. Here PT is bisector of angle BPQ and QT is bisector of angle PQD. That means due to this bisector PT, angle BPQ divided into two equal parts, and this due to this bisector QT, angle PQD is divided into two equal parts. And here we have to prove that major angle of PTQ is equal to 90 degree. Major angle PTQ, this angle we have to prove that 90 degree. First of all, we write the given. Line AB parallel to line CD and line PQ is the transversal, and ray PT is bisector of angle BPQ. Ray PT is bisector of angle BPQ and ray QT is bisector of angle PQD. Ray QT is bisector of angle PQD. We have to prove measure angle PTQ is equal to 90 degree. So proof, ray PT is bisector of angle BPQ. Ray PT is bisector of angle BPQ. So we having two equal parts of angle BPQ as angle TPB is equal to angle TPQ. Ray PT is bisector of angle BPQ. Then we having angle TPB is equal to angle TPQ is equal to 1/2 of angle BPQ, because due to bisector we are having two equal parts of angle BPQ as angle TPB and angle TPQ. Similarly, ray QT is bisector of angle PQD, so we are having angle TQD is equal to TQP is equal to 1/2 of angle PQD. QT is bisector of PQD, then we having TQD is equal to angle TQP. Give it as equation number 1 and give it as equation number 2. Now line AB parallel to line CD and line PQ is their transversal. See, line AB is parallel to line CD and PQ is their transversal. So here two lines are parallel and one is their transversal. Then we having angle BPQ and angle PQD. Angle BPQ, this angle, and angle PQD, this angle. These two angles are interior angles made by transversal on the same side. Two lines are parallel and one line is their transversal. Then interior angles are supplementary. So we can write angle BPQ plus angle PQD is equal to 180 degree. See, AB and CD is parallel and PQ is their transversal. Then we having BPQ and angle PQD as interior angles, and we know that interior angles are supplementary. Then we can write angle BPQ plus angle PQD is equal to 180 degree. Line AB parallel to line CD and line PQ is their transversal, then angle BPQ plus angle PQD is equal to 180 degree. These are interior angles. We know that interior angles are supplementary, so here angle BPQ plus angle PQD is equal to 180 degree. Now multiply to both sides by 1/2. Multiply to both sides of by 1/2. We are having angle BPQ plus angle PQD is equal to 180 degree. Now multiply both sides by 1/2. Then we are having 1 half of angle BPQ plus 1 half of angle PQD is equal to 1 half of 180 degree. Then 1 half of angle BPQ is equal to angle TPQ. 1 half of angle PQD is equal to angle TQP, and 1 half of 180 degrees 90 degree. See, from first and second, 1 half of angle BPQ is angle TPQ, and 1 half of angle PQD we are taking angle TQP. Therefore, we are having angle PQ plus angle TQP is equal to 90 degree. Give it as equation number 3. Now, in triangle PTQ, see, in triangle PTQ, this triangle, here we are having TPQ plus TQP is equal to 90 degree in equation number 3. See, TPQ plus TQP is equal to 90 degree. Now we are having triangle PTQ, and we know that the sum of all angles of triangle is 180 degree, and from that this three angle of triangle, the angle TPQ plus angle TQP is equal to 90 degree here. So in triangle PTQ we can write angle TPQ plus angle TQP plus angle PTQ is equal to 180 degree, and reason is the sum of all angles of triangle is 180 degree. So here sum of all angles of triangle 180 degree, then we can write angle TPQ plus angle TQP plus angle PTQ is equal to 180 degree. So here angle TPQ plus angle TQP is 90 degree from equation number 3. So from equation number 3 we can write angle TPQ plus angle TQP is equal to 90 degree. Put this value, then we having 90 degree plus angle PTQ is equal to 180 degree. Here we have put this value as 90 degree. Then we having 90 degree plus angle PTQ is equal to 180 degree. This 90 degree is positive on left hand side. When it goes to the right hand side, then it will become negative. Then we are having angle PTQ is equal to 180 degree minus 90 degree, and 180 minus 90 is 90. Therefore measure of angle PTQ is equal to 90 degree. Now example number 9. Using the information in figure 3.12, find the measures of angle A, angle AB and angle C. Here some information is given and we have to find the measure of angle A, measure of angle B and measure of angle C. Here angle C and 100 degree, these two angles are linear pair angles. Angle C and 100 degree, these two angles are linear pair angles, and we know that linear pair angles are supplementary. Then we can write angle C plus angle C plus 100 degree is equal to 180 degree. See, angle C and 100 degree both are linear pair angles, then therefore we can write angle C plus 100 degree is equal to 180 degree because linear pair angles are supplementary. So here this 100 degrees plus on positive on left hand side, when it goes to the right hand side it becomes negative. Then next step we are having angle C is equal to 180 degree minus 100 degree. 180 minus 100, 80 degree. Therefore angle C is equal to 80 degree. Here angle B and 70 degree, these two angles are vertically opposite angles, angle B and 70 degree, and we know that vertically opposite angles are equal. So we can write angle B is equal to 70 degree, and reason is vertically opposite angles. Now here we are having triangle A in this triangle, and in that measure of we have to find angle A, measure of angle B and measure of angle C. Now we are having the measures of angle B and angle C. Measure of angle C is 80 degree and measure of angle B is 70 degree. So now we are having triangle and we know that the sum of all angles of triangle is 180 degree. Then we can write angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree, and put the value of angle B and angle C. See, now in given triangle angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Reason, the sum of all angles of triangle is 180 degree. Then put the value of angle B and angle C. Angle B is 70 degree and angle C is 80 degree. Therefore, angle A plus 70 degree plus 80 degree is equal to 180 degree. Angle A 70 plus 80 is 150. Then we are having angle A plus 150 degree is equal to 180 degree. This 150 is left positive on left hand side. When it goes to the right hand side, it becomes negative. Therefore, we are having angle A is equal to 180 degree minus 150 degree. 180 minus 150 is 30 degree. Therefore, we are having angle A is equal to 30 degree. Therefore, required answer is angle A is 30 degree, angle B is 70 degree, and angle C is 80 degree. In figure 3.13, line DE parallel to line GF, ray EG and ray FG are bisectors of angle DEF and angle DFM respectively. Prove that angle DEG is equal to 1/2 of angle EDF and second EF is equal to FG. Here line DE is parallel to GF and ray EG is bisector of angle DEF and ray FG. This ray FG is bisector of angle DFM. That means due to this bisector EG, angle DEF divided into two equal parts, and due to this bisector FG, angle DFM, this angle is divided into two equal parts. Now we will see proof. Here line DE parallel to line GF, line DE parallel to line DF, and see ray EG is bisector of angle DEF. Therefore, we are having angle DEG is equal to angle FEG, because due to bisector angle DEF divided into two equal parts, then we are having DEG and FEG is equal to x degree. Angle DEG is equal to angle FEG is equal to, we are taking x degree. Due to equation number 1. Also, ray FG is bisector of angle DFM. So we are having two equal parts, angle GFD is equal to angle GFM. These two angles we are having, and then we will be taking angle GFD is equal to angle GFM is equal to y degree. Due to equation number 2. Now line DE is parallel to GF. Line DE is parallel to line GF, and see this DF is their transversal. So DE and GF are parallel and DF is their transversal. So angle EDF and angle GFD, this angle EDF, this angle, and angle GFD, this angle, these two angles are alternate angles. Line DE is parallel to line GF and DF is their transversal. Then angle EDF and angle GFD, these two angles are alternate angles, and we know that alternate angles are equal. Then we can write angle EDF is equal to angle GFD. But see, angle GFD is equal to y degree. In equation number 2, angle GFD is equal to y degree. Therefore, here we are having angle EDF is equal to GFD, and we are having GFD is y degree. Then we can write angle EDF is equal to y degree. Give it as equation number 3. Now, line DE parallel to line GF. Line DE parallel to line GF, and EM is their transversal. This EM is their transversal. See, DE and EF are parallel, and EM is their transversal. So angle DEF, this angle DEF and angle GFM, these two angles, angle DEF and angle GFM, are corresponding angles. See, DE and GF are parallel and EM is their transversal. Then angle DEF and angle GEM, these two angles are corresponding angles, and we know that corresponding angles are equal or congruent. Then we can write angle DEF is equal to angle GFM. Reason is corresponding angles. See, angle DEF is divided into two equal parts due to this bisector FEG. So we can write angle DEF is equal to angle DEG plus angle FEG, because angle DEF is divided into two equal parts as angle DEG and angle FEG, and whole angle is getting by adding these two angles. So by angle addition property we can write angle DEG plus angle FEG is equal to DEF. Angle DEG plus angle FEG is equal to angle DEF, and reason is angle addition property. But from equation number first, see angle DEG and angle FEG is equal to what? X degree. From first, angle DEG and angle FEG is equal to x degree. Then we can write x degree plus x degree is equal to angle DEF. Put angle DEG as x and FEG as x. Then we are having x degree plus x degree is equal to angle DEF. Therefore, we are having angle DEF is equal to x degree plus x degree. And also from equation number second, angle GFM is equal to y degree. So angle GFM is equal to y degree. Now put the value of angle DEF and angle GFM into this equation. Now we are having angle DEF is equal to x degree plus x degree and GFM is equal to y degree. Then angle DEF is equal to angle GFM. Then next step, angle DEF is equal to x degree plus x degree and angle GFM is equal to y degree. Then x plus x is 2x is equal to y. This 2 is multiplying with this x when it goes to the right hand side. Then we are having x degree is equal to 1 upon 2 multiplied by y degree. That means we are having x degree is equal to 1 half of y degree. And from equation number first, angle DEG x degree is angle DEG, and from equation number third, y degree is angle EDF. Put this value, and x degree is equal to angle DEG and y degree is equal to angle EDF. X is equal to angle DEG from equation first, and from equation second, y degree equation number third, y degree is equal to angle EDF. Then we are having angle DEG is equal to 1 half of angle EDF. It is the required proof for sub question first. Now for sub question second, here we have to prove that EF is equal to FG. EF is equal to FG. For that, here line DE is parallel to line GF. See, line DE is parallel to line GF and GE or EG is their transversal. DE is parallel to GF and GE is their transversal. So here angle DEG and angle FGE, angle DEG and angle FGE, these two angles are alternate angles. Angle DEG and angle FGE, these two angles are alternate angles, and we know that alternate angles are equal or congruent. So we can write angle DEG is equal to angle FGE. See, angle DEG is equal to angle FG, and reason is alternate angles. Give it as equation number 4. Now from equation number first, angle DEG is equal to angle FEG. Angle DEG is equal to angle FEG. So instead of DEG, we can write angle FEG. Here, instead of angle DEG, we can write angle FEG is equal to angle FGE. Give it as equation number 5. Now we are having triangle FEG. See, we are having triangle FEG, and this in triangle FEG, from equation number 5, angle FEG and angle FGE, these two angles are equal. From equation number 5, angle FEG and angle FGE, these two angles are equal. See, in triangle FEG, angle FEG is equal to angle FGE. These two angles are equal. From equation 5 we can write angle FEG and angle FGE. These two angles are equal. Then so the property of isosceles triangle, the two angles are equal, then their opposite sides are also equal. See, angle FEG opposite side is FG and angle FGE's opposite side is EF. So angle FEG and angle FGE, these two angles are equal, then their opposite sides are also equals. This is the isosceles triangle property. So we can write EF is equal to FG. It is the required second proof.